Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Gold, joining you on Tuesday. I hope everyone is well, and if you're over here in the UK, you're dealing all right with this heat wave. We are just about starting out, got a long way to go before we get through it yet, so I hope you're all keeping well and looking forward to the upcoming Arsenal pre-season tour of the United States. They do leave tomorrow, flying out for that trip. First game on Sunday, sort of Saturday night, Sunday morning, early hours, our time, against Everton. So yeah, that will be interesting to watch how they progress over there. 3 games at Everton, Orlando City, and then finishing off against Chelsea, I think it is. I think I've got that order right. If I haven't, I'm sure you're all going to let me know in the comments below. And yeah, the players are all back. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures yesterday from London Colney. We saw them all there. William Saliba back, wearing the number 12, not number 2. Obviously, that's the number that he would certainly want. But at the moment, Hector Bellerin has that number. Whether it ends up like that at the end of the transfer window, we'll have to wait and see. I have to say I doubt it, because I'm pretty sure Hector Bellerin will go at some point before the window closes, and then Saliba will be able to get his number 2 shirt that we all know that he likes. So we'll wait and see. But good to see him at London Colney yesterday. His agent was there as well, interestingly enough. We'll wait and see how things go in terms of that and his future, because you would think I was going to say if it hasn't been signed, and I don't know if it's been signed yet or anything. I know there's plenty of rumours going around. He's already signed his contract. I don't know if that's just people putting 2 and 2 together, but as far as I'm aware, nothing's come to me saying it's been signed. But you would think certainly the fact that his agent was there, that Arsenal are very much looking to secure his future, which just makes perfect sense. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and I think to convince Saliba that he really is part of the plans at Arsenal, you'd think that a new contract absolutely has to kind of come into the equation at some point, because you don't want to let him go down to a final year of his deal, because that just opens up a whole world of trouble when it comes to keeping one of Europe's clearly best defenders, best young defenders at the club. So you want to get that sorted sooner rather than later. Same goes with Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and everyone else. But great to see Lucas there. Great to see Martin Odegaard back. Granit Xhaka's back. Tomiyasu as well, Tavares, Lucas Torreira, all of them back at London Colney. They're all part of today's training session as well. Double training session for Arsenal today, being put firmly through their paces in this hot weather before flying out to the United States tomorrow. Well, a quick chat at the start of this video just about sort of transfers. Obviously, Lucas Paqueta is being very much heavily linked with Arsenal at the moment. The Lyon midfielder, Brazilian international. Apologies if I absolutely butchered that pronunciation again. I know full well that you'd all correct me in the comments, as you always do, if I did get that pronunciation wrong. Now, he's been heavily linked with Arsenal. So in terms of sources that Goal have been in touch with, we've got a big base over in Goal, Brazil, and one of our reporters over there, Tiago, who if you don't follow, you should follow on social media. He's very, very good. He has written a story about contact between Arsenal and Paqueta's representatives. There has not been a bid made yet by Arsenal for Paqueta. People close to the player believe that a bid will arrive from Arsenal for him. Apparently Lyon are asking for around 80 million euros, which I just can't. They can ask for that all they want if they really are, but I just cannot see as any way Arsenal will go to that sort of money for Lucas Paqueta. And Lyon, if they are willing to sell, which apparently they are, if the price is right, they're going to have to lower their demands for him. Whether Arsenal, even bid at all, we'll have to wait and see. People close to the player believe that a bid will arrive from Arsenal. Edu is in contact with the representatives and sounding out what it might take to get him out of Lyon. So we'll wait and see how that one progresses at the moment. But certainly the word from Brazil is that Arsenal are kind of lining up an offer and will make their interest firm at some point during the transfer window. We'll wait to see if that comes off. Interesting player for him. I think a lot of people have been discussing him on social. Exactly, why would Arsenal be in for him? Where does he play? Is he? Lots of people sort of view him as a number 10, out and out number 10. And obviously Arsenal got Odegaard. They've already signed Vieira. where's he going to fit in with that? But certainly when you speak to people about him and where he plays and where he could play, there is certainly a belief that he could potentially fit into that sort of 4-3-3 system as a left-sided 8. You kind of look at his numbers, his recoveries, his pressing. It looks like he could fit into that system. He doesn't necessarily have to be right in and around the final third in that number 10 role. Or number 8 position could fit him pretty well. He's left-sided, which we know Mikel Arteta likes those sort of players. So he does tick a lot of boxes, potentially. We'll just wait and see if Arsenal do firm up their interest in him. In terms of Lisnadro Martinez, that one's beginning, from people that I speak to, looking less and less likely that Arsenal are going to try and get it over the line with him. I'm not ruling it out. Someone said to me earlier this morning when I spoke to them, the door is still not closed, but out of the two clubs who have been most in for Martinez, which obviously is Arsenal and Manchester United are now the side that are really sort of actively pursuing and pushing for this transfer to try and get a deal done. Whether that kind of suggests that Arsenal are kind of taking a backward step, they're looking at the figures involved and thinking, we're not going to go to what United are offering for him. And also maybe, it's become more and more clear that the player fancies Manchester United, which, when the whole way through this saga, whenever you speak to someone close to the player, they kind of say, look, he's absolutely not shut the door on Arsenal, but they've always felt that because of that Ten Hag connection, that United probably would have the advantage. But and that's kind of how it seems at the moment, where United are the club that are most actively pursuing and pushing for this transfer to get over the line, and they're the ones who are in regular contact now with Ajax, and Arsenal aren't. So take from that what you will in terms of the possibility of Lisnadro Martinez moving to Arsenal. Elsewhere on the transfer front, Rafinha looks like that's now actually about to happen with Barcelona. Fabrizio Romano, I saw just before I recorded this video, has tweeted now that they have made a proper offer following up from the verbal offer that they made. They've now submitted a proper offer, and it is very, very close. So it looks like that saga is drawing towards an end. I saw reports certainly coming out from pretty established Chelsea reporters who are over with the club in the States. So it feels like it's gone round there that they are maybe looking at Serge Gnabry if Rafinha indeed doesn't happen, and that sends a shiver down all Arsenal fans' spine. There have been sort of counter reports from Germany after those saying that Gnabry wouldn't consider Chelsea because of his Arsenal connection, which if that is the case, I think we can all breathe a huge sigh of relief, because I don't think any of us want to see Serge Gnabry playing for Chelsea. But it remains to be seen where they go now in terms of bringing in a wide attacker with Rafinha heading to Barcelona. Big news yesterday from Arsenal was that Jack Wilshere has now been confirmed as the under-18s coach. We knew this was happening, we knew it was close, and it was just about to be finalised, and it was all done and dusted, wrapped up yesterday. He was at London Colney doing all his press, club media, taking all the photos, doing the interviews. He has been confirmed as Arsenal's new under-18s head coach. That was confirmed last night at the screening, the sort of premiere of the new Inside Hale End documentary, which is coming out on Arsenal filmed it. I think it's a sort of 6-part mini documentary, which looks really, really interesting. And Mertesacker was at the screening premiere yesterday, did a bit of a Q&A, so was Wilshere. I think the first 2 episodes of that Inside Hale End get released on YouTube today on Arsenal's channels, so definitely worth a watch. I reckon should be really good insight into what life is like at Hale End. And that was where Per Mertesacker confirmed that Wilshere had been given the job, and then Arsenal officially put the news out soon after. Great news. I mean, look, who doesn't want to see Jack Wilshere back at Arsenal? We know he retired. It was really sad to see him retire, but the fact he's come back, he's already got an Arsenal training gear on, and he's an Arsenal man, so you want to see that happen, and really good luck to him. I remember, like I said in yesterday's video, doing that interview with him a couple of months ago, and you could just sense he was really hungry to go on and achieve something in the next stage of his career. He'd accepted that he hadn't managed to live up to his potential as a player because of the injuries. Now he wanted to really kick on and try and live up to his potential as a coach, and the fact that he's starting that off at Arsenal, it's great news. And you want as many club people as you can at the club, and you got, as I said yesterday, you got Per as academy manager, you got Jack Wilshere there now as the under-18s coach, obviously Mikel Arteta, Edu, all these people in positions of power at the club, and that can only sort of continue that Arsenal theme running through the club, which is what you want. And And Wilshere was speaking about it. He said, still being relatively young, I didn't expect my playing days to be done at this age, but when you get an opportunity like this given to you, it's hard to turn it down. Per Mertesacker and Luke Hobbs and the whole of the club has been amazing. They've shown confidence in me, and I'm really happy and excited for this next chapter. It's a special feeling to be part of the Arsenal family. It never left me, and even though I moved on for a few years, my heart was always still at Arsenal. When I think of a family is always there for you no matter what. Even if you leave, the door is always open, and I always felt that when I came back here. Nice words from Jack Wilshere there, who's been appointed under-18s head coach. Per Mertesacker was speaking about it. He said, Edu, Mikel and myself, we were so involved in the process. We want to make it work. We want to help Jack. We want to support him. Luke Hobbs, the head of coaching, and all the academy staff are fantastic because they want to make it work. They know how powerful it is. But they know how much support he will need as well. Everyone will sacrifice to make Jack a success. I felt something within him when he kept himself fit with the first team and he started training the academy boys at Colney. He really got into it. He got his A licence, and ever since then we were in touch. So, Per Mertesacker has absolutely led this recruitment process. He's interviewed everyone, and he believes Jack Wilshere was the standout candidate. And it's great to see. There's no doubt about it. It's a feel-good story. Everyone wants to see Jack Wilshere happy, smiling on his feet, and he's doing that. The fact he's doing it at Arsenal is great. Elsewhere, Mehmet Ali has been appointed the new under-21s coach. Obviously, with that vacancy that came up in the summer after Kevin Betsy left to join Crawley Town, there was speculation about who might get it, and Ali was assistant to Betsy, so it's kind of just moved him up. He came to the club in January from Reading, was assistant to Betsy. Betsy went, and now he's taken a step up and is the under-21s coach. So hopefully that's not going to disrupt things too much, because everyone was really, really happy with the work Kevin Betsy did at Arsenal with the under-23s last season. Obviously it's now been changed to the under-21s, but having Ali just sort of step up and continue the work that Betsy had already done, I think that's exactly what Arsenal wanted. So they're very, very happy with these two appointments, and we know how important they are. The under-18s, under-21s, really, really vital for Arsenal, and to continue this progress that they want in terms of players coming through from the academy to get to in and around the first team. Okay, so just on the players sort of coming back yesterday, good news. Obviously, we also saw the pictures I said at the start of the video. Very good to see Saliba back as well. I think he's the one who's caught everyone's attention. I saw Per Mertesacker was speaking about him during yesterday's Q&A and in various media interviews he did around the Inside Hale End documentary, and talking about how successful that loan spell in France was, and how now is the time for him to really step up and get his opportunity. I think watching Saliba during the pre-season tour of America is going to be one of the most intriguing things about the whole trip. How does he do? How does he settle? Where's he going to play? How much is Mikel Arteta going to use him? I mean, I've seen all these reports linking Juventus with interest in Gabriel. 40 million, I saw a report. It just makes absolutely no sense. What on earth Arsenal would even consider selling Gabriel for 40 million? Just makes absolutely no sense to me. And I would hope, even if Juventus do sort of follow up with this interest and make it official, should they sell, which looks like it might be happening, De Ligt to Bayern Munich, that Arsenal tell Juventus where to go, especially if that's the sort of price that they're offering. It just makes absolutely no sense to me to sell Gabriel, who's young, got a long contract, not just an excellent defender, but also scores goals. He was a top scoring defender in the Premier League last season. It just makes absolutely no sense to me if Arsenal would even consider something like that, especially not, it'd be bad enough at the start of the window, but to do it now, just at the start of as the season starts to really sort of rear its head, and it's only a few weeks away from starting, it would just, I just hope it's nothing. I can't see it. I hope Arsenal don't even entertain anything like that. It wouldn't make any sense. You want to have four really solid centre-backs, and I think at Arsenal at the moment, in White, Gabriel, Saliba, and then Holding, you got four very good centre-backs there who can make, it's really strong and ready for the Premier League. You don't want to disrupt anything like that, especially at this stage of the season. So if Juventus do firm up this interest in Gabriel, then I hope Arsenal tell them quite firmly where to go, especially if 40 million is really what they're offering. Double that, maybe you would even start to consider it, but even then I just think it's so disruptive, and you've got no guarantee that whoever you bring in is going to be as good as Gabriel and is going to settle as much as Gabriel. That Arsenal in no position, they don't need to sell, so you don't want to sell your best players, especially in this project. It would just move you back to square one again. This doesn't make any sense. So yeah, but interesting. Looking forward to seeing Saliba over in the States as well, and how much game time he gets, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of game time, if any, Lucas Torreira gets as well, because he is now back at London Colney as part of the squad. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your time as always. Have a very good day. Enjoy the sunshine wherever you are in Europe or the world, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.